Hi, I'm Ray and this is TinyTableGames. Thanks for clicking on the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps my little channel grow as I continue to work through all the games on my game shelf that I've never actually played but did purchase over the years. And continuing to paint miniatures, at the moment G.I. Joe miniatures. In any case, today is Waddle, one of the 1 Minute to Teach games from allplay, which I did pick up at Dice Tower East 2025 in the exhibit hall. It's a brand new, never played it before. In fact, they just pretty much released it in the not too distant past around the convention. So let's pop her open and then try it out. Okay, so here is Waddle. It is not a big game. Typically, I'll play in their 1 minute to play games, or 1 minute to teach games, I should say, 1 minute to play. They say it's 2 for 5, 15 minutes, 8+. Did you know a group of penguins in the water are called a raft, but on the ice they're called a waddle, hence the name of the game. Huh. Oof, tight. Okay. Love Waddle. Pick up Orcas and Ice Flows, the expansion at allplay.com. They pretty much always do that. They always have a small, like $5 expansion to go with the main game. Place your penguins together to make waddles and compete for the best fishing spots. Okay. The thing that caught my eye about this game, and here we have all the little ice flow tokens or map locations. As you can see, there's quite a few of them actually. As well as a little score marker. Always got to enjoy a dry erase marker. And marbles. The marbles are what caught my eye. And a hefty bunch of plastic bags for things I'm not quite clear on yet. Ah, now I'm clear. It's all the tokens for all the various penguins and double penguins. Here's the player scoring sheet, which is kind of laminated, so the dry erase will work on it. And here we have what feels like the marble track that I need to assemble. In-game scoring, and what to do on your turn, and 4 player cards. So this should be pretty straightforward. Let me get this assembled. Okay, so I got the little marble run thing assembled. That's easy, just these 3 little slots right here, and it drops right into place. The scorecard actually has it so you can play with the base game, or if you have the Orcas expansion, you just flip it over and you can do that. So that's kind of clever on their part. Okay, on the back of the tiles, you'll notice 3 + 4, 5, and blank. If you have 3 or more players, 4 players, or 5 players, you add those. If you just have 2 players, as I'll be doing here, you just use the base ones. So that's kind of neat. So you put these ice flow map tokens, I guess, or whatever, tiles back in the box. And there's all the different little penguin teams punched out. I'm supplying my own little tiny plastic bags because I don't want to have to re-separate that every time I play the game. Okay, so here's our final layout. I decided to expand it to 3 penguins, and I'll tell you why. Because this is your turn track right over here with the marbles. Whoever's marble is at the lowest, and this tells you which track you're using, plays, and then their marble goes to the top of the slot, and it rotates like that until the round ends. So the goal of the game is to get points by having the most continuous number of penguins in large clusters of your color, and also you get extra points by collecting fish based on how many penguins you have around the hole. So whoever has the most penguins around any given hole wins whatever points there are associated with it for fish, etc. And notice some of them don't really have any. And other ones like this one has 3, that one's 4, 7, 5 points, etc. This is the starting location token, and the game progresses through all of the ice holes, starting with 1, and then it bounces to number 2, which is over here, and 3, 4, 5 on up the chain. So each round, people take turns placing 1 penguin on an open ice flow slot around the ice hole, and when they run out of slots, that's the end of that round, and you move on to the next numerical hole. Now, you either have to play a penguin or you can choose to scout ahead, which means rather than playing and moving your marble back to the top, is you move your marble to the start of the next one. For, let's say, there's no points in number 1, but you look over here and go, but number 2 and number 8 are combined. So if I surround that and thread through here, notice 9 and 4 are also together, and that's a lot of points. So if you wanted to scout ahead, you might try to drop your penguin over here or over here and give yourself an edge later on, at the sacrifice of not being able to place any more around the current ice flow. Put more succinctly, there's the in-game scoring. Based on how many penguins you have adjacent to each other, if you have 8 or more penguins, you can get 36 points for it. So we'll just get this started so you get the kind of an idea what we're talking about. Now one gets to go first, or green, excuse me, gets to go first because, red, yellow, green. And so he is going to put his double penguin down, because notice there's the 5 and the 7 scoring right there. So he can catch a whole bunch of stuff at once, and that rolls him up to here. And now it's yellow's turn, who's probably not going to use a double penguin, but is going to claim one right there. Over to red. Red has less awesome choices, but he will pick over here. And back to green. Whoops. As you can see, this game moves right along. Not to mention you gotta chase your marbles if they roll off. And you're not allowed to play away from this. So green can either play here and try to carry on his group, or play over in one of these 2 spots, but he's going with that. So yellow is going to, even though it's not super advantageous, I don't want to do scouting ahead yet, so we are going to put a second yellow penguin right there. And red gets the last play. This one does it no good whatsoever, so he's going to instead scout ahead, so he gets to go first in the next round. And now it's back to green. Green also doesn't have a real advantage to doing that, so he's also going to scout ahead, and that leaves yellow, who will take advantage of the fact that he's got 3 together now. All right, so then he goes to the back of that line, and we're now over to this initiative track. This moves, if you'd manage to not destroy your whole board in the process, that's a good thing, to ice flow hole number 2. And red gets to start. And red is going to take a double penguin and put it right here, because I'm more interested in trying to gather stuff, gather influence around those 2 ice holes simultaneously. Green will take this spot. Yellow's going to go here because nobody else can go there, so he's still got a chance of linking himself up. Now we're back to red, who's going to go here. Oh, he can't go there. He'd like to, though. So he will go here. And green will take this spot right here. And that's the end of that. There's no more ice flow locations around number 2. And so we move on to hole number 3. Now nobody's scouted ahead, so we don't need to jump to the other track. So we just carry on. Yellow gets to start it off. Let's see. Wow. That's what, 1 and 6 there. And there's only 2 spots open. So he will use a single penguin right there. Now it's red's turn. Red's scattered all over the place, so he is going to instead choose to scout ahead. And green pretty much already has this locked up with 2, and he's also scattered all over the place. So I think he's going to scout ahead also and leave it for yellow to finish out. So now we're over to this one, and we're on to hole number 4, which is in fact back over here. So red There's only 2 ice flow spots available, so red will immediately jump on that with another double, because now it's put him in a good position for controlling multiples. And green, who has no chance at all, but can at least disrupt yellow, and he will do so. So now yellow will get to start the round. Nobody changed, so we now move on to ice flow number 5. Way over here. Let's see. Yellow will, of course, drop one there, close to the 8-point scoring one. Red. So where's the next one? 6? Yeah, red's gonna jump ahead, and scout ahead, I should say. So over to green. Green's so unconnected right now. He really needs to fix that. So we're gonna play it a little differently for him. He's gonna go right here and try to dominate that little area maybe. So that's his play, and back to yellow, who is forced to go here. And that ends that round. So now, because one guy transferred over, we bounce everything over from the order it was to the new one, and it'll be red starting us off at hole number 6. So red is up. He's still all over the place, but he will attempt to put some stake into these two, and yeah, what a mess. I don't know if he's ever going to get anywhere. So green has to play in one of these two. Neither of those are super optimal, but I guess here, so at least he's kind of clustered. And yellow is definitely going to play as he builds his yellow penguin empire. And that ends the area around 6. Nobody jumped ahead, so we go straight to 7 with red starting. And for one of the first times, red's actually going to be able to have a penguin merged there. Green, there's no real super advantage to him being there outside of, well, yeah, there is. At least he can tie everybody else. So green will go ahead and go there. And now we're already on to 8. Okay, yellow is up. There's only 2 spots available around 8, and none of them are particularly super beneficial. Let's see, if he goes, then red goes. Green will get first hack at that. So that's really not an advantageous spot for yellow. So he is going to jump ahead. And red's up now, and he will take advantage of this. And cluster here, because that'll count for more. And green has the last play, and he's not even going to bother either, so he's going to, well, except should he bother blocking? I think he'll block. Just to prevent that many more points going to red. Okay, so that was green, so new round, new ice hole, so we switched sides because somebody looked ahead. And we're up to number 9, which is just right here. Eventually I'll get better at picking that up. And yellow is up. Let's see, he'd definitely take a double penguin and drop it right here, because that's 5 and that's 7, so that's worth claiming a spot on. So that's him. Red looks like they're going to be able to commandeer things nicely right there. And green, 1, 2, 3, let's see, red's got that hole 1, no question. But green can at least put in a fin towards number 16 there. Just for safety, drop in a double here. Maybe? It seems like a waste. Well, actually, no, it's not. We'll do that. Okay. So that's it for number 9. Now we bounce to ice flow hole number 10, which is way over here. With yellow starting it off, you can see why that marble track is for whose turn it is so helpful. Yellow will, of course, hop on right here to continue his little clustering game. Red will absolutely take advantage of that as well. And that's it for 10. Green didn't even get a chance, but that's how it goes as the game progresses, as you can see. Now we're up to here. It's green's play. 8 points right here. Yellow's not gonna, it's gonna be up to yellow and green. Green can't win it, but he doesn't want yellow to get more clustered. But let's see, if he jumps ahead, where's 12? 12. Yep, he's definitely gonna skip ahead because he can add to his bonuses over there. And because he doesn't have any double penguins left, and yellow does, there's no way he's going to be able to outscore yellow on that. So yellow's turn. We'll grab that. And now red. And red will take his spot as well, just for the clustering. So now it'd be green, yellow, red back over here. As we jump to ice hole number 12. Okay, green. Green's going to play there. Yellow will jump in also. Let's see, it's 1-1 and it's worth 8 points. Yellow has a double left and they're going to use it. And that's it for 12. Bounce up to 13. And the game ends when there's no plays left. And as you can see, it actually fills up fairly quickly. Faster than you'd think anyway. So 13. Red starts us off. Red's got nothing going on over there. So it's more about disrupting at this point. So red will play there. Yeah, that's actually pretty safe. Green will hop in on that. No pun intended. Actually, pun fully intended. And that's it for 13. On to 14, where yellow will cruise in right there with its continuing cluster of hugeness. Red will try and at least disrupt green some. And green will contest it, so he can also get on that point action from those fish. And that's it for 14. On to 15. Back to yellow. What's going on at 16? 16. There's only one play left after that. So yellow is going to defer. Because if you look, 16 is the last one. It's worth 7 points. And he's got a double penguin over there. So to claim that one, he needs to move ahead. So it's red's turn now. He's got no other play. So he'll go here, I guess. And green also has no other play, so they'll go there. And yellow will finish out the game by playing there. So let's get on to scoring. We'll start with yellow. So that's 1. Let's see. This guy's by himself. So that's 2. Let's see, these 3 are together, and 3 penguins together is worth 6 points. So that's these 3. And these 3. So that's 12 more points. So we got 1, 1, 12. Let's see, these 3, another 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 penguins together. And 6 penguins together is 21 points. There's 1. And 2 together is 3 points. So that's these 2. There's another 1. So 3, 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 together. And that is 10 points. And another 1. And his total cluster, 2, 4, 6. So together they're for 1. And lastly, green, we don't think we do as well. 1. And then these 3 for 6 points. And another 1, and another 1. So 2 more 1s. 2 here for 3, 2 there for 3, and 4 together for 10. So awesome. And now we score the fish, and this fish scoring goes a little bit different than you might suspect. Score each fishing pool one at a time. To score a pool, rank players based on the number of penguins they have adjacent to the pool, from most to fewest. Going in rank order, each player scores 1 fish in the pool until there are no fish left to score. So, we'll start at 1. There are no fish. Moving on to 2. Also no fish. On to 3. There is 1 fish, and yellow gets it, so they get 1 point. Oh, actually, green also has it. Well, they say ties are friendly, so they both get 1 fish. So 1 and 1 down here in the fish section. On to 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So red gets 1, green gets 1, yellow gets 1. 1, 1, 1. So that's 3. And after a little scribbling with math and count numbers, clearly yellow came in first with the biggest score in both waddles and in fish collected, followed by red, who came in second with both in the waddles and fish collected, and tail and Charlie there, green, who's probably going to get eaten by an orca with 25 and 15. So there you have it. There's Waddle, the aggressive penguin on an ice flow game. It's actually pretty fun. There's more strategy than you'd think. You got to look ahead to what's coming up and kind of plan where you want your waddle of penguins to end up, as well as claiming fish, which is nice. But the big points are in getting your waddle set up. That's really the key to the game, which is pretty interesting, actually. I like it a lot. Definitely going to keep it. There's a lot more thought into this game than you would think once you start playing it. I'm Ray. This is TinyTableGames. Thank you very much. And if you're interested, stick around. I'll put in a little stop motion version of a second game of Waddle right now.